What's in the creative mind of a professional liar? Today we're talking to Arkadia, magician and champion.
Yeah, champion with a sword. No, not that kind of champion. No, that's right. Yes, magic champion. Yes.
Hi, and welcome to this channel where we are serious about play and games. I'm John, and today I'm here with Arkadia.
Hi.
Magician,
Yeah.
performer,
Yeah, mainly performer, I think.
because you are not focusing on... Oh, I mean, you're doing a lot of magic, and you have titles in the stage magic even.
Yes, I have titles even. Yes, I'm a magician, but the magic is more like a way of doing fun stuff together with people on stage and off stage, basically. Yeah.
But maybe that's also why you get the titles.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't created material around a trick. I've created a character, a situation, and then I apply magic effects to that situation, I think.
Yeah. I usually begin by asking, what's your passion?
And I think since I began, my passion has been the magic or the chemistry that happens between performer and participant in a magic or juggling or whatever in this performing situation, like the contract between the persons who watch it, the audience, and me as a performer, how that contract evolves, what happens when I do this, how I twist that, how I can make them laugh at something that wouldn't be funny in itself, but it's funny in this context. That is my passion, and to explore that. I know I have, at one occasion, I performed the same routine, of course, a couple of times a day at Liseberg.
Liseberg is an amusement park in Sweden, one of the
largest in Scandinavia.
Yeah.
So I did a trick a couple of times every day for families, and my goal when I did that was that every time I did this rope trick was to try to find a laugh at a new point in the routine. So the routine, the tricks, the magic that happens wasn't important in my mind. What was important in my mind was to see if I could find a new little thing to get a reaction that I hadn't got before at that point. So that was like, I could be hilariously happy after a trick and people were like, okay, so the show was good. I don't know really, but I got this happened, when I did this, and
this small thing that changed.
Really small thing.
Because you always had an interest in your audience, I think. From I mean, we know each other for a long time, and,
yes.
And I think there's always been a focus on the audience and you and the audience, and making kind of looking at what does this mean to the audience, rather than looking at what does this magical trick means.
Yeah, I think so. Of course, I'm also interested in cool magic tricks. I mean, duh, who isn't? but I think that I know a couple of magician friends saw my show. This was some years ago, and they discussed the show like people do, and they all agreed that my show structure was bad. It's like, okay, so the first thing he does is going up on stage, introducing himself, and more or less grabbing someone from the audience up on stage and doing a trick together with him. That is bad construction. You should not have it like that. You should do one piece where you are the center of attention and the audience gets to be an audience and
to build yourself.
Yeah, to build yourself and to build them so they know that they are the audience. The contract is established, all that. And I totally broke that. I don't always do that, but in that particular show I did. And they said, that's a bad... you can't do that, really. It's a bad way of starting a show for everyone, except for him. And I think that's the thing, that I have worked so much with people up on stage and in mingling situations and things like that. So what I am really good at is to create genuine funny situations that aren't scripted by interacting with people.
But it's also about building that social contract between you and audience.
Yes, and they are right. It's bad to just grab someone and start a show. It's bad, but it's fun as well because they get to know me through someone who is nervous and don't know what's going to happen and has lights in his eyes. But I always make sure that they are the heroes. They are part of the fun. When they leave, they're always happy, and always after I have a lot of audience participation in all my shows.
Yeah,
I always make sure that I go down to everyone afterwards and talk to them. So everything's okay with you? Great, you were great. That was hilarious. Thank you so much for helping me. Because I respect them and I hope they respect me, and then we can have fun. Yeah. So.
How did you find this? How did you become so good at audience?
Audience management. I think that some people are just good at talking nonsense, and I think I am one of them, and that helps. I think there's people who are really good at social interactions and knows exactly what to say. That's not me, but I'm good at creating situations. So you probably have your strengths. But I started as a street performer, sort of. I saw the first time I really encountered what I do today was when I was 14 years old, and we, with school, visited the Covent Garden in London, and I saw street performers, and I remember that feeling of watching them sitting there and thinking, it should have been me. It was not the thinking that this is great, because, it was, but that should have been me. So I started practicing juggling because that's the show that I saw. So, of course, we do what we see.
Yeah.
So I bought a couple of juggling balls, went back to London next year, created a street show, and started performing that one when I was 15 years old in the streets of Malmö in Sweden. It was a disaster.
But that's one way to get started, and that's something that anyone could do in a way. The first one is going to be crap, but then you do it again.
Yeah, and that one's going to be crap as well. I'm probably still crap.
And the first 100 ones are going to be crap.
Even more, yeah.
But it is something, and I think that's one of the interesting things about street performance as well, that it is something that everybody has in a way, the possibility to do it. And the street is there for everyone. You can, anyone could go out and just
be bad.
Do it, in a way. Be bad, but do it.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone can do it. And what happens when you start doing street performance is that there's no way for you not to interact with people, because you're obviously breaking the social contract that is happening on the street. Yeah. Because what you do on the street is probably transport yourself from A to B, and now there's an obstacle here, and that's me. So I have to handle this, which if you can't handle people, you can't handle crazy situations, then you're not cut out to do street performance. But I think that if you've tried it, you will start getting the hang of interacting with people in ways that are so fun.
Yeah.
And shit happens, which is really fun. After a while, you've done it so much, so you know that if I do this trick, I do this presentation, they are probably going to say this, or this. So I have spontaneous answers for all that, because a lot of things has happened, but sometimes really crazy things still happen. And that's when I really, so I try to kind of push people to be brave up on stage and not challenge me. That's a negative word, but see what happens. I sometimes even say that to people when I say that off mic. Or with a low voice, so that the mic doesn't catch it as much, as saying something like, we're going to have a fun time together, do whatever you want, this will be great. Or maybe not do whatever you want, depends on the person. Some people need that encouragement, some people are drunk, they don't need that. I've had people strip, that kind of shit, you don't want that.
Arkadia, if people are interested in your work, where can they find you?
You can find me at Arkadia.se, Arkadia with a K, or on Instagram, where I am Gyklaren, or you can search for Arkadia and you will find me.
And I can put some links below.
And on festivals in Sweden and Norway and Denmark this summer, if you would like to see some festival performances.
Thank you, Arkadia. If you like this video, there will be more of them. I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put it over your face. I think that's the only place I can put the next link. So here it is. Watch another one. Please subscribe. I'm gonna put that one over my face. Bye.